basic shape down. It's not finished yet. I do plan on adding some more on the outside. Here, I'll show you my inspiration. Firstly, the building the outline, so I need to find references so I know what an apartment building should look like. Then begin building the shape of my apartment, building and ensuring that it looks realistic. I was using this reference for the shape of it. I do plan on adding these balcony things, some roofs, and I want some overhangs like this, but I can't do that with yellow wool. Actually, I'm sure I can. I could do that, but I am happy with this. The reason I made it so tall is because there are going to be 3 rooms, and in between the rooms, I want, here, I'll show you. So here is the, let's say that's the top of room 1, or floor 1, and then this would be the bottom. And then everything in between would be redstone, and there would be, here, let's say, there's a staircase that leads up here, and then if it were to continue, it would encounter an area here, and then it would do this, and then continue its way upwards to the next floor, like that, when I do get around to building staircases. Just so I can conserve some room in the middle for some redstone. That's the reason I made it so tall. I made it 50 in comparison to the 34 by 34 here. Again, it's such an odd number because I accounted for some of the room being taken up by walls. So if there was I'll quickly show you real quick. If there was like an 8 by 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right here. Yes, it's an 8 by 8, but when I start adding in walls, the total amount of room for each room is cut short by 1 at least. That's why I accounted for some of the walls. It still may be like a strange number, but not every apartment building is the exact same, especially in like big apartment buildings. I know there are some that have like 2 rooms, while others have like 1 spare room, stuff like that. But this is the outline I have so far. I will continue making it. Hello, I'm back. I've been doing this for about 4 hours, as you can see by the recording. I built the outline of the level. it actually looks really good, I think. I'll explain some of my design choices. You may have caught them if you're paying attention. Firstly, we'll start at the bottom layer. I decided to do sort of like a parking garage. It's going to go down. I'm going to build something here. The elevator is lined up, and it leads upwards to this floor. As you can see, this is the entrance. There's going to be some staircases here. You go inside. Then this is going to be like a waiting room over here. It's going to use some furniture to fill in this area. The laundry room, if you were paying attention to the paper map. And this is going to be the security room. You may have also seen me experimenting with a warden to practice sounds and everything. That may be a bit difficult. I'll probably just use skulk sensors. I also built up these staircases. Quickly go up here. I'll just fly. And then we have the rooms. There's one room here. This is going to be like a balcony area. Fire escape. Got a fire escape going down the whole building. The other rooms, some windows. And then it's basically the same throughout. On the third floor, I've got to furnish all of these a bit more. Oh, also the roof. The stairs lead all the way to the roof, where you can just look out. I'm gonna put some stairs there, make it easier to jump onto. But yeah, this is the outline. It took me a total of 4 hours, so I'm gonna be a bit short, but I think furnishing is gonna take up more time than I thought, so it should be fine. The rooms are smaller than I expected. I honestly built up such a huge area. I thought I was gonna be able to fit it all in. I'm sure I still can, but I'll just have less room than I previously thought I would, which will be difficult, but I'll manage. Oh, and then these big empty spaces here, it's going to be used for redstone. I don't think I will need this much. Yeah, I don't think I'll need this much redstone. That may have been a bit too much room. But I do like the height. I think any shorter, it might not have looked as good. The blue areas, the blue wool indicates like ascension or like descension. The green is supposed to be like terraforming, like the grass and stuff. I'm going to build that out, maybe make that a bit larger. The yellow is obviously the building itself, and then the red is holes in the wall where windows will be. But yeah, it's been 4 hours. I will do some more later. Thank you. Hello and welcome back. The thing that I'm doing today is I'm going to be, since I created an outline last time, I'm about to begin filling in every block and making sure all of the blocks are right. Basically, it's like just filling in the outline. And that's what I'll be working on. I envision that taking quite a while. Yeah, I'll keep you updated. Bye-bye, microphone. there is some stuff I do want to mention because I need design commentary. I'm not completely satisfied with the commentary I did provide within it. In particular, there's one area after filling in every block where I just completely forgot to, not even forgot, I think I accidentally edited that out, but where I just didn't really say much about my choices with each block. As mentioned previously, I wanted it to be earth tones, so I was thinking brown, green, stuff like that. So I chose brick and granite, and I think that was a very good choice. I have an image here, I believe, of another red apartment building right here, brick. This is what I was envisioning. But again, I did mention that I accepted that shape. And then in the garage, I figured that area is like darker. When I think of like roads and stuff, I typically think of that like black with like the white dotted lines and stuff like that. And you can see that in the parking garage. And I specifically chose the frog lights because I felt as if they look like the fluorescent lights in schools and a lot of public areas a bit more than any other light available other than the end rod, but that wasn't enough because it looked like a singular rod while I needed many. I mentioned everything else about my design that I felt like wasn't immediately obvious while watching. I've explained my vision, I've explained my wants when creating this project. I wanted everything to be unique in each room. I wanted it to be realistic looking, and I feel like at the end of the day I did accomplish that. So I just wanted to add this little extra bit just to at least talk about my brick choices because I think I did accidentally remove that. Hello and welcome back. I made some progress with the placing correct blocks. As you can see from this side, I'm going to wait to do the windows until I have the rooms. It's going to be part of the room layout. But I did place all of the blocks. We'll start at the very bottom, but as you can see, there's a bunch of windows and everything. I'm incredibly proud. We'll go to the entrance real quick. Quickly fly over. A lot of work went into it, probably 7 hours, roughly. I'll know more after editing, but here's the very front of it. I do appreciate that. I'm going to begin terraforming now, so basically adding a bunch of grass and stuff. I may add some trees, but right now I just want some grass. I don't think realistically there would be trees, but quickly see what I can do. Let me go back into here. This is my editing box. I know what I have to I quickly want to show off the terraforming I've done. Again, quite proud of it. So firstly, I have what I would say a realistic little area here. It's just on a hilltop. There's a bunch of flowers and stuff. I built this path. If I go up top, you can see that I sporadically placed everything. I feel like it gives off a very natural feel to it. The flowers give a lot of color and allows us to see the layers a bit more. I added some texturing with the green terracotta and some layers here. There are lights underneath, as you may have seen, just to light it up during the nighttime. Quickly show you what that looks like. / set time. Oh, wrong thing. Time set night. And it's still all lit up, preventing mobs from spawning if that's needed, but it also makes it still visible. So the apartment's a lot easier to look at. You can go up this little area, see the building, and it looks pretty natural, at least in Minecraft standards. I added this along the mountain just to lead into the little sort of parking garage. Now, I'm not building an entire map here because that would take me forever, but these two would connect with the streets, and then there'd be some other things over here and across the street and stuff like that. But right now the level is this. But again, as you can see, it's all green, it's nice and textured, a bunch of different color, making it seem more alive, a bunch of flowers. I tried sporadically. I would place the lights where there would be some of these plants that are too tall, because I feel as if it adds lights in random areas because these things spawn randomly, and it also makes it look not as strange. Because if there's too many of these, it seems overgrown and maybe a bit distracting, like there's too much going on. And then the terracotta in the lower areas, you may have seen that I placed the bone meal first, and then the terracotta went in areas where nothing grew. Again, just gives it some random texturing. This is going to be a sign right here. It's going to say parking over there, apartment here, and then yeah, I mean, that's going to be added during the furnishing, because I consider that furniture, I think. The next step is to sort of go in and furnish everything, and I will be doing that the next time you see me. I will be going in and outlining the rooms up here, and because I do that, I will add some windows down here, and then I'll just go in and furnish everything. I've already gone over the 15 hours needed by a couple of hours, so all I need to do is just complete the work that I wanted to complete. Oh, let me actually go to my pink room so I can signify that I am done speaking for when I'm editing. Hello. So I have accomplished the room outlines. Now I just need to furnish the rooms. As you can see when you walk in here, I already had the first floor outlined, but I did fill in the walls along the entire way, and then I did sort of outline the rooms here. As you can see, each room has the outline, just needs some furnishing. I count the elevator as furnishing because it's like an object. Quickly showing everything. I tried to give every single room at least a bedroom, a kitchen, and a bathroom, and then enough room for a living room. Fortunately, I couldn't do much. I kind of underestimated how much room I needed to have. It's a valuable lesson to learn. Living room here. Sort of a walkway, balcony area. Oh no, that's meant to be a kitchen. This room's a bit confusing. Bathroom there. Oh, okay. So this was a bedroom with a bathroom attached to it, and then also an entrance to the balcony there. That's why there's two doors here. With furnishing, it'd be a lot easier to recognize. I'll show you the next floor. Quickly demonstrate that all of the walls are in as well. Next floor, an entrance here. Oh, this is the kitchen, the balcony area, bedroom, bathroom. Same thing over here. There's a kitchen right here, hallway, bathroom, and a fairly large bedroom with enough room for a TV and everything as well. I wanted each room to be like unique in some way, like different from the others. This one is probably the best one in my eyes. Kitchen here, balcony, and then all of the rooms. There's a bathroom, oh no, this is the bathroom. It's the bedroom. Kitchen and study. Oh, and since these are at the bottom, these are also the main rooms where the investigations happen. I'm going to say this one, yeah, because the window's closed here, this is the victim's room. It's closed in comparison to the open one here because he wanted to stay inside. Bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, and then not a study here because instead of a study, the suspect had a second bedroom because they're a very sociable person. And that's everything. Again, I'll quickly show that the walls are done here. And then straight to the roof. So now I just need to go around and furnish everything. Let me head to the pink editing box. back. Turn off my fan. I just finished this week's work by furnishing everything. I'll start at the bottommost layer in the garage. So I created this orange car here. It's got everything: windows, license plate, blinkers. Got a motorcycle here with the handlebars and the license plate. Some sports car lowrider thing here. And then in the handicap spot, some old-timey sports car as well. And then if you head upwards, you enter the lobby area. Got some plants in every corner. Here's like a waiting room where you can talk and stuff. There's one in Founders Hall that looks similar that I thought of when I thought of this waiting room. Just an area with a bunch of chairs. Here's another little waiting area if you want some more privacy. Sit here with the table. Over here is the office area. Right here you can talk to the receptionist, and there will be some keys there. Receptionist is right here. Then you can enter the office, talk to the owner of the building. You can say here, deed to the place or some sort of diploma, bookshelves, and then the security area where one of the parts of the level is going to be. Some filing cabinets, bookshelves, 2 desks, because I assume there's a co-owner. There's another person looking at these security monitors here. Once more security monitors. Everything's blacked out. Then across from the lobby is the laundry room. So there's this table here to fold clothes on, and then we have the washers over here, signified by the blue because it washes, and then the more eroded thing over here is the dryers. And then if you head upstairs, there's also a sign indicating what floor we're on. If we are on the first floor. If you head upstairs, all these areas are lit up by some lanterns and stuff behind these paintings. And once we get to a higher level, we'll start seeing some plants, as you can see here. Well, also there being lights. Now we're at the second floor. I'll quickly show you all of these rooms. So this person's very green. There will be someone standing here. Need to find out how to trim this. I think if I put a string there, it should prevent it from growing. It should prevent it from going there. That should be good. Right there. It's just very green. They've got this pantry because they don't like using fridges because of the power. It's bad for the earth. Their countertops are made of oak. Then it's very open as well. They didn't want to hurt trees too much, but they also needed a little privacy. They use the space that they have available for plants and stuff. So you can see they're growing a bunch of stuff. The bathroom is very simple. And then the bedroom of theirs, very green once more, very simplistic. And then they're growing some stuff on their balcony. They're probably the only one using the balcony right now. And that's just the first one. If you go back out, you will see this person who spends all their money collecting things, whether that be books, electronics, or literal collectibles. They sit here, and because they spend all of their money and they're in a pretty cheap place, they have a cot on the ground. They don't have much furniture. They did, however, bring some shelves for their collectibles. They have some posters hung up. And if you head in the bathroom, it's very simplistic once more, and they use the sink that they have in the kitchen. Very simple kitchen, and then they have a mini fridge instead of the other fridges that you will see. More collectibles, books, movies, games, posters, action figures, stuff like that. And again, they spend a lot of money on some giant stuff. Here's a controller, a console, big TV. I like that you're able to see all that before you enter. That was kind of my goal, just being able to see everything before you walk in. You probably infer what this is. It's a very pink room. The person who lives here loves the color pink. It's got some cats, all with pink collars. They even have a campfire because they even prefer their food pink. Another cat, open balcony. They have some pink windows here. Little entrance area here with some books. And then their bedroom, again, is quite pink. I wanted to give everyone their own personality. Over here, this person's really royal. I noticed that this room's huge, so put a giant dining hall, purple and gold, colors of royalty. I have a bunch of gold armor with some purple amethyst in it, quartz bed, big bed, triple sized, a lot of room for clothes, a lot of books, because from reading The Great Gatsby, I've sort of correlated books and elegance. They have a larger shower. Then for their kitchen, they have golden countertops. Like, what is that? 18 burners. And I wanted a unique fridge, extra large. So this is just some barrels of food with golden ice that they import every day. And then you can make your way up. It's very well lit here based on the ceiling, and underneath these are some more lights. And we've got some plants again, some paintings. More paintings. I tried making sure the paintings didn't repeat too much. I used the same type of trees, I think, each time. I just alternated where they were. And now we are on the 3rd floor. Right here, this person really likes the color orange. They're very orange coated. Everything they own is orange. You can open this, their fridge, and then it should close. Got some stuff over here. Orange desk, orange living room, orange windows, orange computer. It's just this desert person. And then this was the first bathroom I designed. It's also the largest, so I added a little tub. That's normally what the toilets look like. This is normally what the fridges look like, but with the iron doors, which we should see here. With the, let me try predicting this. This is the Gothic person. Black countertops, bunch of bookshelves. It's more evident here with their big, like, dark bed, dark oak, dark clothing, spooky paintings and stuff. And if you go in here, very dark. They like reading in here with the lights turned off. And again, big kitchen, very Gothic. And these are the 2 story rooms. The one on the right is the victim's room. So this is the kitchen. Is this the victim's room? No, it's not. It's not. Sorry. That chair confused me because I also have a chair in here. It was the main thing I focused on, but I definitely can see more. Because if I paid more attention, you can see that that's a dining room. I only really care that you're able to differentiate if it's rooms that you're not normally supposed to enter. But this is kind of what the fridges look like. They have some countertops here. This person's very sociable, so you can see, even from the outside, two sets of shoes. Here's one bedroom. It's the spare bedroom. Then quite a big bathroom here. And then the dining table, of course, because they're very sociable. They like inviting people over. And then here's the main room. And then the final room is the victim's room. So you've got the knocked over chair. You've got some bookshelves, some paintings. It's very dimly lit. I used redstone torches and candles and stuff like that. He's got a TV above his bed. He's another person who likes to read, but it's more so like isolation, like keeping to himself type thing. There's going to be a clue here. There's going to be a clue in a lot of places. I mainly have to set up item frames, but there are some clues evident there. With a knocked over chair, and where the book should be, and then I have some markings over here, but I'll get to that. Again, his bedroom, his study, This chair was actually taken from the study. As you can see, the chair is missing here. It was used here. Torn up carpet. He's got another TV right here. Just one chair because he likes being alone. Again, dimly lit. I'm envisioning that the power got turned off once there was no one paying the bills because this guy's kind of dead. Claw marks in the walls, boarded up windows, trying to keep himself in, and then a bathroom that is also dimly lit with a claw mark seeping through. That should be everything. And quickly show you that upstairs also has a sign and some more furnishings. And then it says roof access, and then we get out here and we can look out. That is the end of the second week. Again, during this week I had to do the building outline, I had to fill in all the blocks, I had to do the room outlines, and I had to do some terraforming. And I believe that's it. You may have noticed, but at the very bottom right when I was saying that, my internet went out, so I'm not actually able to check my spreadsheet to see what I need to do, which is unfortunate, but I believe that's it. Oh, let me go to the pink box. Actually, I don't need the pink box. Thank you for watching. My next step is to edit all of this together and make it faster than it really is. I need to do 2 times speed other than the moments when I'm talking. And if that's still hours and hours long, I'll save that and do it again. So it's ×4, ×8, stuff like that, just so you can see that I'm doing my work. And you'll see this time go up along the way. That's pretty much it. Thank you.